Hey everybody, this is Michael Bryson, and I'm here with Greg Ulysse for This is Bodybuilding. How you doing, everybody? How you doing, Greg?
I'm doing good, very good.
Awesome.
Summer's here now. We have summertime now. We're good.
Yeah, shows are kind of winding. Well, they're packed in right now, which is good.
Yeah,
Sort of
yeah.
exciting time for bodybuilding, leading up to the Olympia.
That's
This
fun.
weekend, we'll talk today about the Puerto Rico Pro, which is actually happening in the Bahamas, Nassau, Bahamas.
Yeah, I know it's funny. Yeah, that's how it is now.
I don't know how many. It's probably the majority of shows that are named for a state or city or whatever happening in a totally different place.
No, we have Chicago and Atlanta.
Great. Well, hopefully next year things will be back to normal. We'll see. I thought that about last year. I thought that about this year, but that's not there yet. So there's 12 guys who are doing the men's bodybuilding. We'll just talk about the men's bodybuilding today for the Puerto Rico Pro. 10 guys are Eddie Racamontes.
Yes.
Jamie Christian Jahal. I'm not really familiar with him. Camilo Diaz, Dorian Haywood, Theo, what's his last name?
Le Guerrier. That's French.
Yeah, I had to go to the French guy for that. William Martins, Hassan Mustafa, Andrea Muzzi, Andrea Pesti, both from Italy, Mohammed Shaban, Robin Strand, and Akeem Williams. What do you think? Whose show is this?
You know what? In all honesty, it's Akeem's show. Yeah. Akeem is Akeem's show. I mean, Akeem, in my book, can come in at 85% and win the show.
Yeah, and he's not going to. I've seen some pictures. I'm friends with Justin Miller, who is
I know.
coach. I've seen some pictures, and he's looking crazy.
I know. So,
it's probably about a place. Yeah, I think Akeem is not only going to win the show, but he's going to be a real thorn in everyone's side at the Olympia.
Oh no, you know what? Akeem, I would say Akeem for the last year has found finally probably it was just the now, and they're clicking together and all that. I just think Akeem's gonna move up, and right now Akeem's an Olympian, and right now any show Akeem is doing, he has to be an awesome favorite because he has all the tools, and he always had them. It was always a condition issue, and now I think he got the condition down pat. In this show, I don't see who's gonna if he comes in closely to his best, that show is done. There's not even nobody can do nothing about him.
I agree. He was sixth at the Olympia last year.
Yeah.
He'll be better now. I know he's gonna be better. Yeah. Other guys that I personally think will probably be top 5 in the show, not necessarily in this order, but I think Eddie has a very good chance to be in the top 5.
Yes.
He was top 5 at the Cali Pro, I believe.
Yeah, but you know what? At Cali, Eddie wasn't as good as he was because I from what he said, he followed himself, for the first year. So probably he's trying things up. But he was better. Like the show he did in Cali wasn't his best, but he's always a threat. That's what I would say that.
Yeah, I think Eddie's great. He's very, very good bodybuilder. I would love to see him win a show sometime soon, and who knows? I mean, anything's possible. But I think he's definitely going to be top 5 for this show.
For sure.
Dorian Haywood, I think, has got a very good chance of being top 5.
Dorian has a great year. I mean, Dorian has placed top 5 in every show he's been doing this year. He's moving up. You know what? He reminds me of Josh Wayne. Those bad like the grinding points. Same thing. So probably him too. He's I'm not saying he's gonna win the show, but he will be up there in the top probably first call out for sure.
Yeah, he's got not a pretty physique, but it's impressive. He has a lot of muscle.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it. Exactly.
Hassan Mustafa, I think, will probably be there as well.
For sure. Hassan is a condition issue. I mean, Hassan reminds me of what Rami was for the longest time. Like we're waiting for the arrival like there's always a little something missing. Because we're all saying if this guy comes in really peeled, he can win any show. But we haven't seen that yet. But he has so much mass, he will be up there. But now he's going up against a guy that has more mass than he does and more condition than Kim Williams.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you know what? And that's the thing. But Hassan has all the goods to really do very well that show. If he comes in condition as he's supposed to.
Yeah. Have we seen, I don't know if I've seen him next to other mass monster. Well, there were a couple big guys, I guess, in the California Pro. But it'll be interesting to see him next to Akeem.
Akeem, yeah, for sure.
And then also, I would say Mohammed Shaban should be in the top 5.
Yes. Mohammed looked great in Cali. Looked great. Very good.
He was second, correct? He was second.
Second to Patrick.
Yeah. He's got very impressive quads as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Like Hassan does. I think he has nicer shape to his quads, though.
Yeah. And he came in condition.
Yep. I think if I had to pick who I think is going to be second, I would pick him.
Rafi Mohammed. Yeah. Because I'm still waiting to see that Hassan in shape, really in shape, man. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what happens if he can manage to do that. But I definitely think, it's a Akeem show. Something would have to be very odd. Some odd occurrence would have to happen.
Oh, bro. I mean, I don't think, you know what, because Akeem, I would say Akeem's last, 4 shows, Akeem has only been getting better.
Yeah.
So I don't think, and with Justin in, and we see and we know what Justin's reputation is right now. I don't think. I mean, unless hell freezes over, he's not losing that one.
Yeah, I mean, he's a top 6 Olympian.
Oh yeah, bro.
None of these guys that he's going up against have been in the Olympia.
None of them. None.
Let alone place top 10. So I mean, I think
no.
Yeah, it would have to be very. So speaking of the Olympia, we already have now qualified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 guys who are qualified. Mm-hmm. They are James Hollingshead.
Yes.
Regan Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
Mamdo Elsbaye, of course, Mr. Olympia.
Yes. That's right.
Former Mr. Olympia Brandon Curry.
Mm-hmm.
Former Mr. Olympia 7 times Phil Heath. But I don't know. I mean, he hasn't come out and said it, but I'm not sure we're going to see Phil this year.
Okay, what's him?
Hadi Chopin, William Bonnick, Justin Rodriguez, Nick Walker, and Patrick Moore. And I think we're pretty safe to say that Akeem Williams will be joining those.
Okay, we'll probably.
What do you think if you had to call something early? If this were the only guys doing the Olympia,
early.
Let's take Phil out of it because he probably won't be there. But I don't know. He might be, but I don't think so.
Early. If I go out of the limb like really fast, like without thinking, the top 6 might look the same. Because now here's the problem that we have now. There's other shows coming in, and there's other big names that are not. And as we said, we talked privately. There's gonna be a big name that will not be making the Olympia this year, because there's a lot of shows. I mean, what we have left? We have 2 shows in Europe. We have Chicago. We have Tampa and Texas. Okay.
So wait, how many is that? There's actually Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Chicago, Tampa. What are the 2 European shows?
One in Spain, one in Portugal.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 6 more shows.
6 more shows. But we know for a fact that the Americans will not go to Europe.
Yeah.
They're not. They're not. So basically, there's 3 shows left. So let's put Puerto Rico out. There's Chicago, Tampa, and Texas. There's gonna be someone of the top names that will not do it. and that's going to be something because now we're at that point now, you know. Because now, if we look at the points, if we look at the point standings, you told me that Mohammed, what's his name? Mohammed is first, and there's a
Mohammed El Iman from Russia.
El Iman is first, yeah, 15 points. Right?
Russia now. He's first place in the points at 15. Then Hassan Mustafa, who's doing Puerto Rico, is second place, and Dorian Haywood, who's also doing Puerto Rico, is third with 8.
Okay. So you see, so those 3 will probably get points probably this weekend. We'll see, and probably like it might not change depending. Okay, but yeah, I mean, you know, like about the Olympia, Ronnie is a favorite to win, but I'm not sure yet that he has a stranglehold on that trophy yet. That trophy can still be slippery. It's going to be a great show because, again, there's nobody that really standing out. Is anybody's show to win at this point? I think so.
I agree. I think, you know, Rami, Brandon, Hadi, William,
yeah.
You know, these guys plus, you know, Akeem Williams, and I'm sure Ruly Winkler is going to be there.
Exactly.
Sure.
For sure.
You know, I know that Steve Kuklow's doing the Texas Pro. He's very dangerous too, and
yeah, for sure. I mean, I cannot see Steve not doing the Olympia. I mean, yeah, I'd be surprised. I mean, Texas and all that, yeah, you know.
Yeah,
but I'm telling you, we have a lot of good shows, a lot of good athletes that are still standing, like Hunter, Sergio, you know, Rolly, and we have Steve.
Yeah. It's going to be
something. I mean, it's not over yet. Oh yeah, but as I said, there's going to be someone that's not going to do it because there's like 3 shows left. You have 3 winners. You know, we'll probably somebody doing
Cedric McMillan's not qualified yet, and I know he's doing the Arnold, which is not a qualifier for this year's Olympia. It's a qualifier
for next year. Next year,
but if he's going to be in shape for the Arnold, he could be in shape before that too. You know, like
for sure. I mean, for sure, for due time, for sure.
So I mean, it'll be interesting. But I agree. I don't know if Rami's got a stranglehold on that trophy. He, you know, he could very well retain it, but then, you know, Brandon Curry, he won it before. He can win it again.
He could again for sure. I mean, you know, I think we're at that time where the title will switch hands probably from time to time.
This is sort of
after Arnold,
Sergio, like Chris Dickerson. What's his name? Samir
Banu, exactly. Yeah.
Arnold
won. Franco won and all that. Yeah, those like the middle years there, you know.
Yeah,
we're probably at that time
between Zane and Hani. I mean, and Haney.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those once a year, but Rami's a pretty special guy though. Like he's humongous. He is.
That's what I'm saying.
But then again, there's someone like Ruly Winkler. If those 2 guys came in at the best ever, but they were equal conditioning, just as shredded as each other, I personally think I'd have to see it, but I personally think I would favor Ruly Winkler.
You know what? I would tend to go with Rolly too, because of the freak factor a bit more balance. But we have yet to see that. And you know what? The best Rolly was 2018.
Third place.
When he got third place. And you know what? And the best Rami was, last year when he won. So, you know, are we going to see these 2? Like, you know, Rami now is in the driver's seat. Because now Rami right now, all he has to do right now is to really come in good to hold that title. But like I said, he's not yet having that hold on that. Because remember, we haven't seen Rami be able to come in sharp 2 times in a row.
Right.
He comes in one time,
we said that you just said that last year's Olympia was his best. I think it's his best Olympia showing, but I don't know if it's better than his first New York Pro win or his win
no, rough,
in Europe. He had a big win. Oh, what was it? Was it? I'm spacing out. Was it a European Arnold or was it?
I remember the year he got second to Dexter. When Dexter won, I think Dexter was it the Arnold Spain?
Yes, exactly.
I think Arnold Spain.
Exactly what I was thinking. Right.
Arnold Spain. So,
like those three versions of Rami
were very good.
As well as 2016 on Saturday night. He looked amazing in that
was
night.
Right. He was amazing.
And they nailed it Saturday night. He's looked good before, but there's been times in between when he wasn't so sharp. And this was the first Olympia last year's Olympia was the first he did with Chad as his coach, and maybe he's found the magic formula, but it's yet to be seen, and we'll find out, I guess, in October.
In October, yeah. And you know what? But let's put it that way. Rami has all the tools to keep it for a long time. He has all the tools. Yeah.
He does. But there's other guys. I think if he doesn't nail it.
Oh, for sure. You know what? Phil had the physique in his prime that even if it was a bit off his game, he could still win.
Yeah.
You know? Rami, I wouldn't think not the same. You know?
No.
But Phil not the same.
Right, because there was to my eye, and I was saying this to Phil this weekend, that with Rami, 2017 he placed second. 2018 he placed seventh, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. And to my eye, there wasn't a vast difference between those two Ramis. There was a little bit of a difference, but not that much. So it just shows that if he comes in a bit off, he could be way down.
He can't go long. Yeah, exactly. Yes, yeah, for sure.
Not way down, but not in the top three. It's possible that he
not top three, possible.
But it's very possible he could win. It's going to be this Olympia is going to be very interesting. If he gets him to, if Akeem, which I'm sure he will be in the Olympia, is there. If Steve Kuklo can get to the Olympia, which I think he's going to have a very good chance of winning Texas Pro. There's a couple.
And you know what? I forgot. Even Ian Valliere. I mean, again, so we have a lot of guys.
Yeah.
That are waiting to get that qualification. And that's what I'm saying. Again, there's got to be someone of last year's top 10.
Yeah, Ian Valliere's not qualified.
Yeah. Not even qualified. I'm telling you.
You're right.
Someone is not going to go to the Olympia. Oh, yeah, for sure. Somebody's going to be crying at the end. And you know why? That would not have happened because guys waited to do the later shows. So they put themselves in that predicament. Right.
Yeah, there's people who are complaining about the shows that have happened already being weak, Well, there's a way to fix that. You could have been in the show.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Instead of making light of the achievements of Patrick Moore or anyone else that's won a show this year, it could have been. You could have been their competition instead.
For sure. And you know what? I mean, it's not Patrick's fault or anybody's fault that the show is so and so weak.
Right.
You go in, you win, you get your Olympia, and that's the thing. You go in. I mean, you don't. That's it.
Yeah. So yeah, just changing topics again, but going back to the Puerto Rico Pro, we're talking about this privately. There's, I think, a 3-woman lineup for women's bodybuilding.
Bodybuilding. Oh my God, that is. I feel. Oh boy. You know when the women are saying we have new opportunities, they are. They don't just show up.
Yeah, and now there's more opportunities than ever thanks to Jake Wood and Wings of Strength, and people are just not taking advantage of it. It's a shame.
No, they're not. And you know what? Here's the argument that somebody might tell me. As you know, Puerto Rico is in the Bahamas. Okay? The Bahamas is a place that is extremely expensive to go. You can have that argument. Yes, it's an expensive place to go. But in counterpart, there are 24 women's physique competing. So that argument is just
Yeah.
gone.
Right.
That's just gone. 24. So my thing is this, and I don't like saying that. Probably right now, women's bodybuilding is into that COVID years, like probably, if next year, I believe if next year the numbers are low in shows, I don't know if they're gonna be able to survive again.
Women's
If you get
bodybuilding.
only three, yeah, exactly right. If you get only 3 or 5 people per show at women's bodybuilding, what is the point of keeping it? Remember, we're gonna go like the 212 has been taken off the Arnold for a lot less than that.
Right. Right.
There's no 212 in the Arnold.
Yeah. What's that?
There's no 212 at the Arnold.
Yeah.
And
Hasn't
there's
been
people
2
doing
years
212.
now.
Yeah, for a few
Yeah.
years now. Yeah.
The Arnold this year is actually only having 4 different divisions.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's because of COVID and them still like sort of rushing to put things together.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's a little disappointing. But it'll be good. The divisions that are there will be strong. Yeah, I'm looking at the women's physique lineup. Some bigger names too. Heather Grace.
You know what? And one thing, because I saw the lineup, because a lot of new people in there, a lot of new new faces. I see Margita coming back.
Yes, well, she switched to women's bodybuilding last year, right?
Yeah, and then she's back to women's physique.
Yeah.
Margita is always a sure bet.
She's so good.
She's always in shape. Yeah, she's always in shape. Yeah. She's a constant, I mean, like I don't know all the girls in the lineup, but from what I've seen, Margita is someone that can win that show.
Yeah, I probably would say that, yes. And Heather Grace is really dangerous though too, especially from the back. Well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Bobby, you know what? The last time I saw Heather Grace was in Arizona, and I think she got 8th or 9th, if I'm not mistaken, Arizona back in 2019.
She seemed to be sort of approaching a bodybuilding look to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know, because I think she's getting trained by Yasin Nasser, I think, from what I've seen on Instagram. So I don't know. I don't know like how the pair are going to go there, but we'll see.
Well, everybody, this is just a little preview for the Puerto Rico Pro and sort of a touch base on who's already qualified for the Olympia. Greg, thanks so much for coming on and doing this with me.
My pleasure, bro. My pleasure. Anytime.
Yeah, yeah. So we should do this, I guess, every show for the rest of the season.
If you're free. What? I'm free, bro. Chicago will be interesting. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. Do you know anyone in Chicago? Do you know anyone?
I don't know people. I don't know anybody, bro.
Yeah.
I've heard people going, but I don't know. I think you might know better.
Okay. So later on this week, I'll be also interviewing someone that Patricia Gosling.
Yeah, I kind of know the person. I kind of know.
So looking forward to
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think you know. But that'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to speaking to her. She's I've seen recent video. I think anyone that's looked on Instagram has seen too, looking absolutely insane. So
yeah, so you know what, it's gonna be a good time. A good time for sure.
All right, thanks a lot, Greg. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks,
everybody.
Peace out, bro. Peace out. All right,
Bryson, Greg Ulysse, and this is Bodybuilding.
All right, ciao.